go. We back in the green room, y'all. What's up, everybody?
Green Mile.
Tone Rock in the building. Joe Feezy Fox, Trey Elliot.
You.
The old intern is back in the building. John Grimes.
Ayo.
Also sitting off camera, you can't see my man Mike Murphy.
What up?
Murphy, what up?
Their podcast is the Mike Murphy Show featuring John Grimes. They sitting in with us today. Pleasure to have you guys. Good to see you again.
Welcome.
So you a couple
Always
days
a
ago.
pleasure.
See you, sir.
Back, man. Been on vacation. What I missed a lot of shit. I feel like I missed a lot of shit. Feel like we got to catch up.
Yo,
I was on vacation. Yeah. First, I was on vacation. Then I was on a sabbatical.
Birthday sabbatical.
A birthday sabbatical.
Okay,
So I I've been traveling crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Leading up to birthday weekend, I was traveling crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then birthday festivities came. And for people that don't know, I celebrate my birthday from Juneteenth until July 4th. That's when the travel get real crazy. Because I'll go gig, trip, gig, trip, gig, trip.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Curacao. Fire.
Now, where's Curacao? I've never been there.
Caribbean Islands.
Okay,
It's a million Caribbean Islands. Like,
right.
Yeah.
you can just pick one and go. That's why I just been picking one and going.
Mm-hmm.
I hear something nice about it, I just go.
Mm-hmm.
So Curacao, fire. Food, fire. Nightlife, fire. People friendly.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I went to Cincinnati to do a gig. Had a good time. Shows was rocking. Had fun. Grimy came. From there, I went to St. Lucia. Dope as hell. Might have picked the wrong resort to go to.
Okay.
But super fire. Super nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that on vacation, Black people are way friendlier on vacation.
Yeah.
I realized all that shit going on in the hood. What the fuck you looking at? And nigga, who you looking at? Nigga, do I know you? It's because y'all niggas not on vacation.
Right.
Because them niggas never been on vacation.
Right.
They just angry. They're walking around every day, angry, aggressive, pent up anger. You walking around the same way. They look at each other. What the fuck you looking at?
Mm-hmm.
I was literally walking on the beach, feet in the water, splashing, walking, looking at the sun, having a great day. 3 Black girls walking towards me, walking. St. Lucia, super white. The resort I say that, super white, super white. So I see the 3 Black girls coming. I'm like, hey, Black girls. They was like, oh shit, yo, we was just saying the same thing walking towards you. Like, look at this Black dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like, where y'all from? Oh, shoot, we from Montreal. Like, that's what's up, Canadians. Nice to meet y'all from Brooklyn, New York. They was like, yeah, you see, we won the NBA Finals this year because Shea Gilgeous-Alexander from Canada,
right.
as well as Pascal Siakam from Canada.
Yeah.
And who else? It was
Hold on, he's on another team.
Yeah.
But they were saying Canadians represented in the finals.
Right.
And I was like, here y'all come with this Canadian shit. Like, we in St. Lucia. We both out of town. We both not home. So, but they were super friendly. All right, nice meeting y'all. They was going that way. I was going this way. And I was like, yo, you wouldn't have got that home.
Home, yeah.
Because we on vacation. Everybody friendly.
Right.
So that was one thing. Flew from St. Lucia to Richmond to do a gig. Left Richmond, came home for my actual birthday to spend it with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were supposed to leave on the 1st of July and go to Anguilla from the 1st to the 4th. But on the flight back to LA from Richmond, I realized, like, yo, I'm burnt out.
Okay.
I know when it's coming because I travel so much. I know, like, my body just start getting a little, getting out of bed, getting a little stressful, like picking something to eat, just be like, everything about me is just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So I was on the plane coming home and I was like, yo, you know what?
Just gonna chill.
I'm just gonna chill. Now it's not even vacation, it's sabbatical. So that's why I was like, I ain't even call y'all, like I'm not coming. I was like, yo, let me just spend my birthday to the 4th with my baby. All I did every morning, woke up with him, what we doing? Parks, beach, go to the play space, the ball pit, 4 or 5 days of that. Perfect.
You had to recharge from the vacation.
Put him to bed at 8. I was in the bed by 8:30.
Oh,
I'm recharged. I wrote mad bits. I wrote mad premises.
Oh yeah.
Like I would wake up at 10 o'clock, like thinking I slept the whole night, and be like, "Oh shit!" Just have like 4 or 5 premises. Just write everything down. Go right back to sleep. Charleston come in 7 in the morning. Eat breakfast. What we doing? We out for the whole day. By the time I come home, he dead tired. Boom, boom. He in bed by 7. I'm in bed by 7:30. I would always give myself like another half hour. Son, I was going to bed. Sun was still up.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I feel great.
Let's see.
I feel great. And I told y'all, like, when I came back from birthday vacation, everything gonna ramp up as far as the tour. So I'm ready to go, bro. I'm like really ready to go. So I posted on social media that I was talking to Charleston the other day. And you have a child, and you have a child, and you have children. So first, my question to you guys. Did you realize, or when did you realize that when your child has a question, especially when they're young, every question is a teaching moment. It's not just an answer to that question. It's an opportunity to teach something. When did you realize that? Did you realize that?
Me, I would say around 4 or 5, I started realizing that things I was saying to him, if I just gave him a flat answer, it was just the end of the conversation and he wanted more.
Right.
And so I had to realize, like, oh, well, what would I have told myself? What would I have wanted to hear if I was a kid? And my girl helped me realize, like, you can't just say something to him and that be the end. Like, he's trying to learn why you think the way you do so he can explain why he thinks how he does. And I was like, oh, shoot, all right. Well, I'll start explaining to myself when I give him an answer now. So that was a big curve for me. I definitely was just, no, yes, maybe.
Right.
It's just 99. Like,
so we were talking and I realized, like, Charleston's 5 years old. When your child that young asks you a question, they're asking you a question based on the fact they have no knowledge of this thing that they're asking you about. They have zero knowledge about it. So you can't just, because it's this.
Right.
Because they ask them from a place of like, yo, I don't know anything about this thing I'm asking you about. So it's not only an answer to a question, it's a teaching moment.
Right.
You understand? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why they say if you can't explain something like you're explaining to a child, you don't fully understand it yourself.
Right.
So if you teaching somebody how to do comedy and they're like, well, you're like, you just kind of gotta, you don't really know it then. Because if it was your kid, you'd be like, well, first I do this. It's steps. You explain it like then that's when you know you understand it, when you can explain it like you're talking to a child, because like you said, child don't have no baseline.
Right.
It's just like, what is this?
Right.
No bias, nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I learned that from my mother. You know, whenever I asked my mom a question, she would take us to the encyclopedias.
My mom used to do that too. Look it up.
Yeah. And then I would, we would look and then I would say, oh, okay. And then she would, explain and read what it is. Because she may not have knew it. So it was a teaching moment for her, with certain things as well. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, we in school every day as kids.
Right.
So we're learning all kind of stuff. And you go home and your parents like, look, I haven't been in school. And
no, that's why I just chuckled just now. Because I'm like, yo, as I said it, I'm like, yo, my mother would be like, go look that up. I'm like, oh shit, she didn't know either. She didn't know. She like, go look it up. Like, nigga, I'm learning from all of us.
Right.
It's a learning moment.
So then I instilled that with Bryce, whatever he asked, for me, it was just a time for me to, say, hey, this is what this is. This is why it's that way. And just expand as much as I was able to expand until you understand. Before we go any further, yo, shout out Captain Kirk. You're making rum punch. I've been on hiatus, bruh. Good to be back. Yeah. Good to be drinking again. Good to see you. I'll see you soon, bro. I'll be home soon. So here's the thing. We were in the house just BSing around, doing our letters and words and numbers and all that stuff. And I got a little chalkboard in the house that I let him do work on. And he heard a song, right? We in the house and he hears a song. And it was a song that was like the theme song to one of the cartoons that he watches. And he heard it. Dada, that's the song from, whatever cartoon. Okay. And he looked at me and said, Dada, can I dance? Like he heard the song. He felt a way about it. He was motivated and moved by it. So he said, Dada, can I dance? And I said, yeah, dance. And then I caught myself and realized, no, don't just answer the question. Because I realized, yo, this is a teaching moment. And then I realized, like I said on the video, this is a teaching moment for everybody. This is bigger than just answering Charleston's question. Right. I said, kiddo, hey, I paused it so he didn't miss the song. I paused it. I said, hey, man, you don't never have to ask to dance. If you feel moved by something enough that it makes you want to dance, dance. Right. Don't ever ask to dance. Right. Right. And I turned it back on and I sat there for a second. And I said, yo, nigga, that's for everybody. Yep. If something moves you, and I'm not talking about moving your body dancing. I'm talking about in a metaphorical sense.
Your spirit.
If you feel something so strongly that it makes you want to dance, don't ask permission to dance. Dance. Right. And I said that to myself, like, nigga, I've been sitting out dancing a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've been moved by things and just was like, business-wise, friendships, personal, like, I've been like, I gotta start dancing again. Yeah. I gotta get my fucking boogie on. And I'm not I don't mean like DJ play this record. I mean like with the shit going on. Exactly. I think a lot of people are sitting out the dance because they just like, they don't want to look a certain way. Because if
that's the thing. That, like now we talking music. If you at a party and you like really can't dance, you're like, I don't know. You can't. You concerned about how you look to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But that also is a reflection of how you move in other aspects of your life.
True.
You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing, or you don't want people to look at you and go, he don't know what. Look at how he danced. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't want to be ridiculed, made fun of.
But it applies to life too.
Exactly.
And the people though that dance, even think on the dance floor and they trash, people admire like, damn,
Right.
they out there. Shit,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
ain't
He
out
having
there.
fun.
Yeah.
They get the party going as a matter
But
of
that's
fact.
the same thing in life.
Yeah.
The motherfucker that takes the chance
Right.
is gonna get further along than the person's like, I don't want to look a certain way. I don't want them to be looking at me. So I was sitting there with my child and I said, God damn, I gotta start dancing.
Got to, man. That's what I've been.
I gotta fucking dance, yo.
That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been living by.
Happy feet.
I told everybody last year. I said, this year I'm now in your term. I'm dancing. I'm traveling. I'm traveling every 3 to 4 months.
I told you I'm taking a trip every quarter.
Yeah, I'm picking a country out of our little box. We're gonna go here. Let's go here. Setting up shows. Did the show in you haven't you haven't been here, so
Janky
showing
promoters.
yeah, but
Bangkok.
but that didn't stop anything. The show in Bangkok was 100 and sold out.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Great show. Now he's like, yo, I want to set up some international tours with you. Like, I'm just traveling. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm dancing.
Gotta dance,
Can't
man.
wait on nobody.
Gotta dance, bro.
I'm dancing to the
Let's
beat
dance.
of my own drum and the beat of my close one's own
You gotta
drum.
dance.
And not being said, and it's funny because even in the literal term of dancing, I just got back from Vegas, but I was in Vegas for Juneteenth as well. And I think it was a Lorenz Tate all-black party. And I literally danced my ass off. I was in there percolating. I was dancing. I had the best time.
Yeah.
I left sweating, and my man Roger, you know Roger, he always shows up and comes.
When
to
the last time you
shows
left
in
the party
DC.
sweating, boy.
He was like,
Right,
nigga, we did a video. He like, nigga, you was in there percolating. Nigga, this is the last time you percolating. I said, nigga, you know what? I was having fun. Niggas just gotta.
Those are the people that have fun, the people that dance.
You just gotta just dance, man.
In every regard. Like
Regard.
everybody watching, have you been dancing when you wanted to dance? Or have you been sitting to dance out knowing maybe I should get up and do a little two-step? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
In every regard of your life. Dance.
Right,
I told my baby,
I like that.
you don't have to ask to dance, man. If anything move you to that inspiration, you inspired by something that much, fucking dance.
Now you might get in trouble in school a little bit. You just gotta be like, you told me to
Yo,
dance.
let me tell you what he did today.
told me-
My kid's such a good kid, he don't know how to be a bad kid. He don't know how to be bad yet. He know how to be mischievous. He don't know how to be bad.
Yeah.
This morning,
Mhm.
so we go to Whole Foods, we get his cereal. He gets these two like Cheerio type cereals from Whole Foods. One is like honey O's and one is just like regular.
Yeah.
And you know, his mother doesn't want to eat the sweet cereal, so I'm like, all right, get the other one too, so we
The
get.
flakes.
These are the good. These are the ones you like. Look, these are the ones you like. These so I don't hear your mother mouth.
Right.
So this morning he says, "Dada, can I have a bowl of cereal?" And I said, "Yeah, go get the cereal." And he goes to get the sweet cereal, and I go, "No, get the other one."
Mhm.
You know, his mother doesn't want to be eating them.
Mhm.
I don't want him to go back to her like, "I ate sweet cereal all morning with Dada." So he goes to the kitchen.
Mhm.
He takes the bag out the box and the bag out the box
Mhm.
and swaps them
Man.
and brings back what I think is the flavorless cereal. And I pour him a bowl
Different shapes.
and he eats it.
Mhm.
And about
Salute.
look, yo, cold, right? Cold blooded.
Respect.
About a half
Can't
hour
be
later,
bad
I'm
at
getting him
that.
dressed. Look, I'm getting him dressed, and he says, "Sorry, Dada." Sorry for what? I switched the cereal. You did what? I took the bag out and put it in there. I said, you took the sweet cereal bag and put it in the other cereal? Yeah. And you took the other cereal and put it in the sweet cereal? Yeah. I said, do you think you should get in trouble for that? And he said, I don't know. I said, do you think that was a good thing to do or a bad thing to do? That was a bad thing to do. I said, so what should I do now? Should you be on timeout? I don't know. I think I was so impressed.
I would shake his hand.
I was like, yo, now I can't tell him like, yo, you only fucked up because you told me.
He snitched on
You know what I'm
himself.
saying? But I was like, thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me, kiddo. you know, we'll switch him back now so nobody knows, like, so you won't get in trouble. I got to make a fictitious trouble up. We'll switch it back so you won't get in trouble. And next time we got to eat these, okay? Because, you know, your mother didn't want you to eat. Okay.
Somebody at home with the regular Cheerios.
I was like, yo,
that's crazy.
He's straight up.
I remember I did that, but it was with a porno. I took the porno out of the porno box and put it in the ET box.
And didn't tell nobody.
It was like, yo, got ET. I'm about to watch this tonight.
ET
No, there's somebody at home thinking they getting Honey Nut Cheerios. They taking that bite and they're like,
yeah.
this the plain shit? What's up with Whole Foods?
That's cold.
Yeah.
Polish makes it better for some reason.
Yeah.
Dad, I got your ass.
He just caught it. He was like, yo, like.
He sunned you. You say, yeah, I switched them. You didn't find out.
Yeah.
You see that powder on the
came clean. I was like, yo, I respect it. Of course, the dad is like, nigga, that was cold right there.
You know, it's funny though when you say that about how it's a teachable moment with the things that we want them to learn. But I realized too that it's a teachable moment when it's something that they lack at too. And I got to take accountability. It's teachable and accountability too. So for example, my son had a game last weekend and like halfway through the game, he hands on hips, leaning over, slow as shit. Coach pull him. And I wanted to get mad at him, right? I'm like, this dude ain't running for shit. He just late. Why is he so late? And I was halfway through my rant to myself and I said, well, Dad, when last time you made him run? And I was like, shit. Okay, if my son's out of shape, he out of shape because I ain't put him in shape. And I was like, whose job is that to keep your son in shape? It ain't the coach's job. So after the game, I was like, fuck. He had another game the next day. I was like, I ain't gonna take you. We're not going to the game. We're not going to practice with coach. The rest of the summer, me and you running a mile every morning. Before you go to camp, before you go anywhere else, me and you knocking a mile out. And then we can shoot basketballs. Then we can do it. We're not touching the ball though until you run a mile at least. And I was just like, and then I just had to run the mile with him because I was like, I can't let him run the mile without it. And I was like, damn, I ain't ran a while either because I'm breathing just as hard as he is. We both leaning over a lap too. Like, hey, this is wild. And I was like, oh, this is something we both need to accept. Like, yo, if he out of shape, you out of shape. You know what I'm saying? So I just, it's just things that like that where I say, hey man, the problem is I'm not about to blame you for being out of shape for basketball. I'm going to tell you that Dad hasn't kept you in shape to be good at basketball right now. So I had to tell him it was my fault too, and we both going to run together. But I had to like look in the mirror and go, he is your reflection. He doing whatever you doing, right? So y'all both eating snack cakes on the couch. Who running? Nobody running. So I was like, that's on me. That's on me. So yeah, that just made me think about that. Like how teachable is accountability. I have to share with him too. So he knows, hey, Dad messed up on that. Dad ain't got you running, and I should be running with you to show you how easy it is to run. So now he's excited to run every morning. Like, all right, Dad, let's go do our mile before I go. And I'm like, shit, all right, let's do it.
You're like, God damn it. Now he really
he ain't gonna stop either.
You gonna run the mile?
Okay, so that'll just segue into my next topic, okay? I came with topics today, nigga.
Okay.
I've been going for a minute. So in terms of what you just said. So that's something that is family, you and your son, you know, you owe the responsibility to him to get him in shape.
Yeah.
He owes the responsibility to run so he can play, stay in the game. You owe that. Okay, so now slight segue, not pertaining exactly to that, but you know, trying to make it all relatable. So I'm in the crib, Charleston's in bed. You know, I wouldn't touch my phone. I wouldn't go on social media until Charleston was in bed. I'm like, I'm not spending my day like this. And he's like, Dad, look, I don't want to be that type of father. Like, look, Dad, I'm in the moment. So I put him to bed. I go on social media, respond to flyers and thirst traps and all type of shit. And I see Beyonce's on tour. For everybody that doesn't know, Beyonce's on tour.
Back on tour.
Cowboy Carter. So everybody's going dressed up cowboy shit. Wrangler jeans because she's endorsing. So there's a picture. I don't know what city it is, but there's a picture. Jay-Z is at the show with his siblings, with his two sisters and his brother. His older brother, his two sisters. I don't know if they're younger or older, but he's one of four.
I didn't know that.
Right?
He's a baby.
He's the youngest.
Okay, he's the youngest of four. So he's in the picture, his arms around his siblings. It's just a family. We've all taken pictures with our
family
siblings.
Photo.
Boom. There is no indication from the picture that Jay-Z is significantly wealthier than his siblings.
Exactly.
It's just a picture of four people with a similar face.
In the comments, boy, the comments.
Jay has on a denim jacket and matching denim jeans and a pair of Timberland boots.
Yeah.
He looks like a regular Brooklyn motherfucker, right? Nothing ostentatious on him whatsoever that's like, oh, he clearly richer than them. It's just his family. And a few of the comments are like, yo, Jay look like his brother. And, yo, his sister was the one he talked about in this song, and his brother was the one. Remember, he said he shot his brother in the song. And then it says, comment, Jay-Z got all that money and his siblings still working.
I saw
and
comments.
I said, oh, I read it and I said, okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. That was one. The second one I saw was Dame Dash has to pay this for child support, and Dame Dash has to pay this to taxes, and Dame Dash owes this money and this money, and all his financial troubles. And people are like, yeah, you know, of course they want to stab him when was he down. Yo, yeah, nigga, you wasn't thinking about that shit when you was in music videos, and women been saying for years this and this, and then somebody put Jay-Z got all that money, and he could just fix that. Why don't he just take care of that? And I said, that's interesting. And then I saw another one. It said, Chris Tucker, and I screenshot this one because I was like, yo, when I come back, I want to talk about this. It said, when Chris Tucker's family heard that he made $20 million for a picture, they all quit their jobs.
Said we rich.
But he told them to get their jobs back. I think he was 100% right. And I said again, that's interesting. Now, I'm speaking for Tony Rock, I have learned this early on in my life. I forgot what the lesson was that taught me this, but I've always lived my life like this. Nobody owes you anything in this life. Nobody owes you anything. Nice. People do for two reasons. People do for two reasons. They do because they want to do, or they do because it's the right thing to do. Right? I lend you $1,000. You say I'll pay you back Monday. Monday comes, you don't pay me back. You don't really have to pay me back. If you pay me back, it's because you want it to, and you know it's the right thing to do.
Right.
But there is no legal binding. I can't take you to court. I can't. There's nothing I could do. People do for those two reasons. And that's why I've always been bugging out when people like take shots at me. Yeah, your brother don't put you in no movies. I've never one day in my life woke up and thought, man, why I'm over here.
He owe you.
Yo, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm Kevin Durant. Y'all know who I am, right? Like KD said, yo, y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm Kevin Durant, right? Y'all know me, right? Remember you sitting there looking at the reporters? Yo, y'all know me, right? You know he scored 50 points that game. He scored 50 points that day. He said that in the locker room, went out and scored 50 points. Yo, y'all know me. I've never sat around like, yo, why he... People do because they want to do, or it's the right thing to do. And even with those two things in mind, I still don't think anybody owes you anything in life.
People see stuff like that.
So no, let's go one at a time. Let's go. Okay. So Jay-Z got all that money and his siblings still working.
That's normal. That's what normal families do.
Yeah, so you think his older siblings, you say he's the baby.
Right.
So all of his older siblings should live out of his pocket?
No.
What would their life's work be at that point? What is their purpose then? To just sit in the house and go, well, Jay's check is coming next Friday for me. So like you would lose purpose. You would go.
You know how many people do that, but in a different sense though? How many people wait for the government? Well, But
once you've actually become a contributing member of society and you like get like the lottery, even if you get the lottery, you'd be like, well, I gotta do something.
Here's the truth of the matter. And you said two good things. You said people do because they want to do, and people do because it's the right thing to do.
Right.
So my thing with that, yes, you're 100% correct. People do what they want to do.
People do because they want to do.
Because they want to do. But the fine line comes in, people do because it's the right thing to do. Sometimes people don't do the right thing. And I think that's when the fine line kind of draws with certain people. Now, and I'm talking about inside family. I'm not talking about the comments of the strangers who don't know what the fuck is going on.
But that's the thing. I know that they don't know Jay's family.
Right.
They don't know the family dynamic whatsoever. So we're gonna just gloss over that because they dumb. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, but and they don't know what he has already done for them, and he don't know if they like, yo, I'm still working. Like Bleak. And a funny story, I ran into Bleak, and because we're talking about Jay-Z, and everybody always says, Jay was always going to take care of Bleak.
Yeah,
but Bleak still worked. Jay gave him a position with the liquor company, whatever.
Yeah.
And I ran into Bleak at Dre's on Juneteenth weekend. And I was like, Bleak, you know what I mean? What up, man? I was like, yo, I got the funniest story I got to tell you, bro. And we chopped it. I told him about the time I sold his limo in Miami. And we had a good ass laugh about it. He was mad cool. But like, he, you know, the nigga still working, has a job. Yeah, it may not be a 9 to 5, but you know, but he don't got to clock in. He's in a higher position. But a lot of times, family is like, yo, I want to keep this damn city job that I got. Right. My benefits are great.
My benefits, right.
My pension.
I get to go on vacation.
I don't know what's going to happen to your money in 10 years. Right. That's crazy to gamble on that.
My house is paid for.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got a car. I don't need my brother I don't need to have a 10-bedroom mansion.
Right.
I don't need to have this. I don't need to have that. So I get all that. But sometimes niggas get in the positions and it's just like they don't do the right thing. And that's but we don't know that particular story maybe necessarily. But I've seen, you know, where it's just like, oh, well, if your brother or your whatever is homeless or struggling or whatever, it's just like, well, why wouldn't you not do this for that person and do that?
Well, that's another thing that you don't know the inside story about either, though. Like, what did they fuck off? Did they do something abominable? And that dude is like, I'll never give you another dollar. Like, we don't know. Those stories could be unique as well. That's why I'm always like, if somebody was rich, they had rich enough to impact their family lives, if you do the thing that they think you're going to do, it's probably going to ruin that family. I'm going to get all y'all 100,000. They might die in a week. Like, you don't know what they're going to do with that money. They might try drugs for the first time. Like, because they're around people that also are have-nots. And they might influence your family member to do something bad.
That's true.
So that's the risk I wouldn't want to take.
You made a great point. You said Bleak still works. Jay just put him in the position. So now for all the people that's what they meant when they said, yo, Jay family still working. Okay, I get it. Some of them might be saying, yo, Jay should put them in a position. And we don't know that. They might all work for fucking Rock Nation.
Exactly.
But then I guarantee you the major majority of the people that were like, yo, his family still working, they were saying like they shouldn't have jobs at all.
Shit at all.
You know what I'm saying? So same people that say, yo, your brother don't put you in shit, your brother don't put you on. Y'all niggas, y'all know what car's outside right today, right?
Yeah.
My brother gave me that car.
Right.
There it is. He did something.
Y'all know what's outside right now.
Yeah. He did that because he wanted to.
He did it because he wanted to.
He didn't do because I owe my brother a car.
Nigga, it wasn't even the right thing to do. I got 3 cars already. It wasn't the right thing to do.
He wanted to.
Where am I going to put this shit?
The right thing to do is get
He making you spend money.
The whole time Kenny been walking this whole time. No. Dude, we been walking this whole time.
He said Kenny like,
Kicking the can down the street.
We don't know. Kenny probably got a car too.
Kenny got a little car.
Hey, I don't know.
Kenny don't got no car.
Kenny got 2,000 fucking outstanding.
So when you ask Kenny gonna be like, my brother ain't even give me no goddamn car. He gave my brother who got 3 cars a car, and I'm on the fucking subway.
You see,
that so it all depends who's saying the story.
Right.
A family member is supposed to say that.
It's a big thing,
bro.
Wait, hold on, let's go to the next one. So now we just having a conversation because there's no. We're not gonna come to an agreement. It's like that's what they said, and I was like, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
So Dame Dash, Dame made a lot of money with Jay, a lot of money. Now I was gonna say he was management, so he probably got 10%, but they was partners in the deal, in the labor deal. So he probably got
He had shares in Rockaware,
so
all that shit. Yeah,
a lot of money,
made a lot.
millions and millions of dollars.
Yes.
So now they, apart from them falling out, apart from the fallout. He made millions and millions of dollars with Jay. What does Jay owe him regarding his current financial situation?
So
nothing.
This is go ahead, Fox.
Nothing.
Does he owe him? And if so, what does he owe him?
If there is a legal agreement or some money that has been made for something like that, that on paper there may be something. I don't know what that is, but if you're talking about, hey, I see you struggling in this area, or you're trying to do a new deal or something for whatever reason, he doesn't owe him to put down on that.
So
he still doesn't owe.
But would you do? Go ahead, Mike, because I want to.
So all right, so Tone, we cool, right? Let's say for whatever reason we ain't seeing eye to eye, and then I'm doing an interview and I'm like, man, Tone ain't shit. Every interview I'm bad mouthing you. Then I run into these financial issues and I'm like, hey, bro, I know Why would Jay do anything? Like,
no. I was gonna get to that.
So-
I was gonna get to that.
so it's
I was
like-
gonna get to the whole.
whether he could do it for him or not, it's like you burnt that train ship. That train is out the station, bro. Like,
I don't think
they
any
would
of it
still-
applies.
He would have definitely did it for you. Think if they were still friends,
You know what it is though? Somebody, and this is what grown men don't ever talk about, and this is what grown men always ignore.
And this is why we have a podcast.
The elephant in the fucking room. Somebody's hurt. Dame is hurt. Is something happened between them two that we don't know about? Because as close as they were, something happened. And Dame is not wrong. Jay is not wrong. Dame is not wrong for feeling how he feels. Jay is not necessarily wrong for feeling how he feels. It's two grown men who we all saw were rocking out.
We fucking grew up on
them. I was Dame, my best friend was Jay, or vice versa. It was like, yo, it's just like the Diddy and Mace. It's like these two niggas was, if you saw one, you wouldn't see it. It's just like if me and Rest of Soul Boogie all of a sudden fell out when he was lit, and I made it huge, and you see Boog still trying to whatever, like, yo, something had to happen. And it's a conversation that needs to be had amongst them two. Now, I don't know if Jay ego or Jay it got to the point to where he's like, fuck it, I don't want to have a conversation. But we see Dame crying out. We know he's going through some pain.
I see him cry out sometimes, and then the very next interview, like you said, he's shitting.
he's talking shit.
Shitting. But that's all part of being
I'm like-
hurt. The shitting part is the more of the cry
You
out.
think it's
His
trying to
ego's
get
in his
attention?
way. His ego's in his way.
You think it's I'm trying to get his attention? So I say
Yeah.
the style.
I think it's ego. I think it's like he knows. There's for us in his life, he knows he has something to do with Jay-Z's success. He can always,
And he does.
and he has. So that confidence will always come back out of you. Like, nigga, y'all love Jay-Z, but nigga, I made Jay-Z half what y'all love.
And
You
we
didn't
don't
do
know
this
the
by
sacrifice-
yourself.
and we don't know
And so,
the sacrifices
Exactly.
that Dame made back then to get Jay to where he is.
it could be something simple
And
as.
we don't know what Jay said. I really don't fuck with that aspect of this nigga, but I'm gonna let it ride because he my man.
True, because we all know Dame went into
much
the office,
flossing,
Something
too much
happened. He must have got
Sam
snatched out of a
Austin,
yelling
deal.
at
They food and
everybody,
beverage.
Yeah, he
raising
should-
hell in the office and the
Cursing
meetings
execs
and
out.
Should have
cursing.
stuck the
Label.
food and beverage. you know
Y'all,
what I'm saying?
y'all
Like,
stole my artist. Like, he was mad about something.
But could you? But once again, look at it from Dame's POV. Nigga, like I would do that. Like, nigga,
if I had a relationship with a record label and they did some
if it's
shit.
the Rock the Mic tour and it's for dinner going on and I don't know about it, I'm gonna show it to the dinner like, yo, what the fuck? Ain't no, just like I showed it when I said, ain't nobody know about me not being here at the podcast.
But is there a difference between you showing
We
up to
said
the
that
dinner
wrong.
and handling it amongst family business, or you going on TMZ? Like these niggas
But
had
he
to
didn't
put-
go on TMZ.
He went on every podcast in America.
But I'm talking about prior to. I'm talking about when he went in on
We went
every.
to the office that
when
day,
he went in the
yeah.
office, like, so y'all having a meeting about my
Cursed out
artist,
Randy Acker.
and y'all don't tell me. Like Nick, like we all, I think,
was
was
about
some kind of way
with
about
Leo
that.
Cohen.
Yeah.
when he was cutting his hair and he was
No, that was Kevin Lyles.
That was Kevin Lyles.
Kevin Lyles.
When he got them all Def Jam jackets.
Yeah, and he was
It's
like-
these ain't Def Jam artists, they Rockefeller
Yeah,
artists.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
the fucking Rockefeller jackets are.
So Dame has,
Which is absolutely some shit I would have did.
Yeah, that's-
Listen,
Classic
I'm
moment.
saying shit right now. I've seen both of them. Like I said, I grew up with them niggas in New York. Not in actuality, but like I was in
Time
the streets
frame,
partying.
proximity.
That time frame was my active time in the streets. I was active in New York. Then.
Put this jacket on.
I see Dame and I see Jay and I see me in Dame and I see me in some aspects of Jay.
me like
Both of them, I see aspects of me in both in some of the shit they
I
do.
can so see you busting in and saying, "So y'all gonna have a meet without Tone?"
Y'all got Live Nation jackets on. This is Rock the Mic. What is wrong with you?
I got that in me.
Absolutely.
Like I would do the same shit.
I just think his personality, what kind of man call another man boss, all that, the way he's
No, that's a deflection.
Yeah,
no,
that's
don't pay
a
that
difference.
shit.
No,
No,
I'm
mind.
saying,
Yeah,
but
that's
him-
a deflection.
him
He'll say-
creating that character is why he can't go to Jay and be like, look, I messed up. I want to, because that goes against this facade he created
Right.
in the media.
Yeah.
To do that now, it's like, oh, you was sitting here telling
That's-
Charlamagne,
That's
fuck
that's
outta
his
here.
way of saying leave me alone. But that sounds too childish.
Yeah.
He said leave me alone. So if you say, yo, so what's your money looking like now? What kind of man count another man pockets? So we heard you gotta pay this back back child support, and you hundreds of thousands. What type of man care about? That's basically a grown up saying, "Leave me alone," because it's like, yo, you only say that because they're asking you the question.
Yeah,
Right.
That's what people do. When I'm on stage talking about Trump, I'm talking about another man. Trump don't be like, what type of man make jokes about a nigga? That's just a deflection. He's trying to get us off of him.
Right,
Not us,
right.
but like
Deflect.
the news,
the heat,
the media.
yeah.
He's trying to get the media off of him.
Mark, can
And
we
he'll
turn
make
the
it-
air on? It's hot as shit.
He'll make it it's 5 niggas in here.
Yeah.
He'll make it like some
It's 4.5.
some type of gay shit. Like, what type of man? It's like, bro,
4.5.
that's what reporters do. They report on the person they're talking to.
Right,
They ask pointed questions to the person they're talking to.
Mike caught a stray.
Now, I don't. So with that being said, I don't think Jay owes him.
Nothing.
He don't owe him anything, right?
Okay.
But Jay does owe him, or they owe each other a conversation. They owe it because look, we don't want to. Because I guarantee you, when Jay received his the Hall of Fame, when he got
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
inducted into the Hall of Fame,
He said Dame, yeah.
he thanked Dame. So
And the audience went crazy.
yeah, so
And I really felt like that next day we was gonna hear something in the news like, yo, they
squashed it.
Mhm.
They owe each
But
other
I-
reconciliation. Yeah.
That just sounded like it was classy. Like he's not.
But
he's
for
not-
me, the right thing to do, if I was in that exact situation, if I was Jay and any of y'all or Boogie was Dame, the right thing for me to do is to say, you know what, Trey? Drop your ego or drop whatever the issue is. I can't erase all of those years. I broke bread with this nigga. This nigga, I did a lot of shit with him.
right.
Yo, I'm not doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing it because I feel like this is the right thing.
But why is it not on
Shoot.
Dame?
You said they owe each other a reconciliation. They don't owe each other a reconciliation.
No.
They owe each other a conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Reconciliation comes from that, fine.
Yeah,
But they
if
don't
it don't,
owe each other
yeah.
to reconcile.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah.
And you were saying something about Jay earlier. You know, Jay DMX owed Def Jam $12 million.
Jay paid
And
it.
Jay said,
Cleared it and let him go to a rival
when he
label.
became the president of Def Jam,
Yeah. Erase the debt.
done.
Okay, so what I mean by reconciliation is that I would like to think that they could go both their ways after that conversation.
Mhm.
But that's
Like
not
if-
reconciliation.
Reconciliation meaning like, hey, this is where we are and it's settled. Not that the conversation didn't come. Like if you have a conversation and it fails, it's like, well, that was a fail.
Yeah.
But the conversation was, got it. Off we go. Even if that means don't talk to each other ever again. Me and you did this and go, all right, cool. No more? No more. All right, have a good rest of your life, bro. Like to me, because I think this about relationships. They can end, and that is also fine.
Yes.
And there's
They can.
nobody that's at fault for him going, that's a chapter of my life that was great and it has some turmoil and it has some ups and downs, but we no longer have a relationship, and that's just how it is.
But you know,
Like contracts and companies.
I've been Dame in some scenarios. I've been Jay in some scenarios.
Yeah.
I have a handful, 5, 6 comics.
Yeah.
I'll say 5. Let's say 5 comics that I've been taking on the road for years. They came on the road with me for years. Like just the same way we cultivated this.
Mhm.
It was like, yo, you're not going out. I think you're funny. Yo, come rock. You know what I'm saying? You're not going out. I think you're funny. Yo, come on. The second they got a little bit of sunlight on their face, it was fuck tone.
Damn.
They sat in the darkness for years.
Mhm.
The second the sun hit their face and it was on their face and they felt like, oh shit, it's my own sunshine.
Mhm.
Too much of the punch.
Damn.
So what do you think?
So are you
What do you
damning
think
that?
happened?
So go ahead.
What do you think happened?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think there was ever a genuine friendship between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this several times, to several people in this town in particular. Yo, I'm your friend. You're not my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a hell of a realization to come to in this
Mhm.
business. When you extend yourself for somebody,
Uh-huh.
you make phone calls on somebody's behalf
Mm-mm.
and get them in certain situations, get them in certain rooms, getting them seen by certain people. And when they get there, they're like,
It's
you
no
don't
more.
oh
exist.
shit.
It's
I got
no
a question
more.
for you.
And it's like,
Tom.
nigga, you could have actually stuck around and got more. I'll give you
No, go ahead.
like I'm gonna give you an example because I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, we got to say
So
the
my brother
name.
was dating a young lady. Bitch was bad.
Mhm.
Bad. Right? Bitch was bad. Actress. Bad. I ran into Shaq one day and Shaq was like, yo, your brother new joint? I was like, I know, nigga. Like, that's how he was like, yo, your brother got one.
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to give you, I don't want people like, yo, he didn't tell his brother information. So he made a few phone calls,
Mhm.
got some doors opened, some good things happened.
Mm-hmm.
Not even like colossal things, just some good things.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get a little bit of the sunshine on your face,
Then it's
you like, oh shit, it's a
I've
little, it's a
arrived.
sun ray.
It's like,
Why don't you stick
shine
around for the
on me.
whole? Why you stick around for the whole tan? You know what I'm saying?
The whole tan? Yeah.
She fucking, and he said, what are you gonna do, Tone? Funny thing is, she could have stuck around and got a lot more.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. You brought that up. You said you were friends with them. They weren't friends with you.
Yeah.
Do you blame yourself for?
No, because
It's
my
not
intentions are
on
pure.
you.
I mean, no, I'm not saying blame. I'm saying
that's
like
how I sleep like a baby at night because I know I didn't do anything wrong.
no. I'm not saying blame yourself. I'm saying like, you know what? This is on me because I went into this. Like basically, people, like a woman break up with a dude. Like he wasn't like, yo, you seen all this in the beginning and you still chose to do that. You playing a victim now. You don't sound like that. But I'm saying like, are you like, well, this is on me because I chose to do X, Y, and Z.
No.
And I knew he wasn't.
I look
No.
at it like this. Yo, like I was taught. Everybody know the story. I was Tracy Morgan's opening act for years. When me and Tracy stopped working together because he said, yo, you're too big, you're too good to be a feature. Go be a star. Right?
Yeah.
He's literally said, like, yo, nigga, I'm holding you back, letting you open for me. Go be a star. Right? He said, the only thing you owe me is when you're in my position, when you're in this seat, you do the same thing for the next comic, the next young comic coming up. And I held on to that. And as soon as I got a seat, as soon as I got my own chair with my name on it, it was like, oh shit, this is the seat Tracy was talking about. Yo, my man's funny. Let's go. Yo, you funny. Let's go. Like niggas can never, nobody can dispute my contribution to this game comedically, acting, hosting, but more so, the thing I'm most proudful about is what I've done to help. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
so
think,
I don't fault myself. I just go, yo, I was doing my part like I was told.
Do you think the thing that you owe is to pay it forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with the thing
comedically, I owe it to pay it forward. But I mean, I'm talking about, my shit is bigger than that. I'm talking about my commitment to my people. That's what I owe.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you talking about Jay and Dame or your siblings, do you owe them? You do it because you want to, or it's the right thing to do? That's just not talking about money.
Right.
It could be opportunity. So
right.
just circling back to what you were saying about there's a problem that nobody knows about. The thing that he doesn't really have to do with Dame, Jay doesn't have to do with Dame, is the thing, do you think, is holding him back from getting other money or other opportunities? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if he doesn't do this, like, does he feel like he's owed or whatever, all that work? Do you think that door has been shut?
Well, what happens is, to be honest, is when you come up with somebody and you get money together, and then something happens to one, and now one person's struggling, the other person is continuously rising to success. You, by nature, it's like, yo, I'm drowning. Help me. Some people know how to just say, hey, I'm drowning, help me.
Right.
Some people egos don't allow them to say, hey, I'm drowning, help me. Some people egos just like, I'm just going to swim and just cause commotion in the water while I'm keep drowning and drowning and drowning. I know I'll fuck your floaty, fuck your little canoe boat.
Yeah. He know I'm drowning.
Like, he know I'm drowning.
Why you don't call your man? He know I'm drowning.
He know I'm drowning.
Hilarious.
And that's like, and like it goes back. That's a problem with men, especially men who successful men who who've had and then don't got, and whatever the case may be. It's all the ego, man.
Yeah, I think when you don't,
and it's sad to see.
It's pride. As
pride. Pride comes before the fall.
Before the fall.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hold on to it after the fall because that would keep you from, if you would just ask, because when you ask for something in the wrong spirit, I think sometimes you get resistance because your spirit ain't right.
Yeah.
I'm asking you because you owe me. What about all the things we do? But not talking about your specific situation. You know what I mean? Like, I need this. Let me humble myself. Hey, man, this is what I need. Not even trying to guilt somebody into helping you, or
it's not about guilting. It's just about communicating to let people, people know what's really going on. Because at the end of the day, before you get to that point, you should have already kind of been like, "Hey, I need help." And Dame should already have had enough relationships to where he don't even got to depend on Jay.
That's the thing.
That's how you know he may have already
he burnt
decisions.
Like my man Tone say from the Bronx. That nigga don't burn bridges. He blow them shits up.
Yeah.
Choices were made.
I can very well see that happening.
So that's a good fucking point. Like, okay, so Jay, first of all, they tied together forever. They tied together forever.
Mm-hmm. They linked.
Ali Foreman, Ali Frazier, right? They tied together forever. But let's take Jay out of it. Look at everybody else that's like, I'm over here on Dame. I'm across the street on Dame. Look at everybody else.
He gave a lot of people opportunities in careers and things.
That's
and
like,
there's
yo,
more successful people under his umbrella too.
I think some of them are stepping back and staying away because they're like, yo, that's Jay, man. Because Jay and him are tied together. You know what I'm saying? And to answer your question, I think I was Jay in that scenario. I was like, yo, I'm hot. Come jump on the tour.
So those particular people,
what's their name?
Did they?
Christian Laniche. What's Can't Stop, Won't Stop?
No,
Young
Christian
Gun.
Neef.
You got Young Gun. You got
Christian Neef.
BD Siegel.
Bleak.
Christian Neef was still selling crack when they were signed.
That's crazy.
To Rockefeller. They were still selling crack in the hood.
So
so do you think? So those particular people are comics. Did they career or whatever? Is it still?
Sometimes what you saying? Like, are they big now?
Did they get more of the ray of sunshine on them?
That's a question for them. I think they got in a position that they were never in before, and was like, it's like you on punishment, right? Your mom said you got to stay in the house for 2 weeks. That day you off punishment, you just want to run outside, just to be outside, and then you realize like, oh shit, I'm just in the gate. I didn't even get outside the gate yet. You know what I'm saying? So just to be outside was enough for them. Like my brother said, yo, you could have stuck around and got more. But they got outside and was like, oh shit, fuck it. Like, bye, nigga.
Man,
do you feel like the communication amongst y'all were solid enough in order for that whatever to not happen?
You know what I mean? In one instance, some crazy shit happened, and there was absolutely no communication.
See?
And everybody else, other people around me knew about it, and I was like, yo, why the nigga ain't call me?
That's the worst.
These are
why you call me?
So that's my thing.
And my sister always say this, like, yo, nigga, you don't realize how hard you are to talk to? And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
hard
to
say that. See, I was about to say that. Because listen.
Hold on.
Because listen.
You the most vague nigga in the planet.
It ain't even that.
This nigga vague as shit.
First of all, even if you could get a response from them, that's the first thing. We got to even see if you can get a response from the niggas.
Last live show.
I used to take it personal.
Chris's party.
No, like, driving, you talk to Tony, you be like, nah. Then they hit me out of the blue, like, yeah, it was
Tony
my son.
Rock has left the conversation.
Like,
so look, you see how Tracy Morgan had. So this is the thing. Tracy Morgan had you in the green room.
Yeah.
Said, nigga, you done. You done. Go be a star. You done.
Yes.
That was a conversation. That was communication.
And
now, had he not said that
the next time I saw him,
he was a star.
I was on TV.
Right. Now imagine if he didn't.
How crazy is that? The next time I saw him, I was on TV.
And imagine if he didn't say that to you. Right. And all of a sudden,
you ain't got no date.
You don't got no date somewhere. You would have been like, but you still would have been you still would have continued to do your thing.
Right.
But you still would have been like, man, Tracy, just stop fucking with me. like I don't know what happened.
Right.
So that's the thing.
I don't think that's that scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, you were saying if Tracy didn't say this.
So I'm just saying. I was asking, was communication there?
But that doesn't match what you're talking about.
That's why I asked.
Right.
No,
that don't match
different scenario. Yeah.
You said they was rolling with you, rocking with you, everything. Then they got a little bit of access, and it was like,
I'll see you in Charlotte last weekend.
I'll see you when I see you back in LA, bro, or the airport or some shit.
Yes.
Or not even show up for a show.
Yes.
I'm on this now, and I tell you,
like, listen. Yeah. They don't know, but y'all know. Yeah. If you on the road with me, nigga, we good. Like, yo, let's eat. Yeah. Let's party. Yeah. Yo, you need, I got you. Like, you need, okay, bet.
Let's watch Tone leave without telling nobody.
Yeah. That's tactical. That's tactical.
He gives a signal.
That's tactical.
We all know habits.
I let one nigga know, like, yo, I'm about to jet.
He throw up a gang sign and walk out. Like,
that's funny because he's like, You have to learn that.
Yo, that
You
night was
gotta learn.
that night was funny. You know why? Yo, it's so crazy. That night that you talking about was so funny because I'm literally sitting in the section. Nigga, we had a big ass section too, and I'm sitting there on my phone just scrolling, and I said, "Oh shit, they got a White Castle miles from here."
Going to White Castle.
Nigga, I was like this.
Yo,
Niggas got bottles, people at the table. I'm going
Right before
to
that.
White Castle.
So I wasn't drinking.
Were you
Everybody's drinking.
confused?
Everybody's drinking. I'm on my
But
like.
the table was popping.
It was
The table was
popping.
rocking.
I was sober. I'm like, I'm just keeping my eye open because
yeah,
I'm just certain time I get a feeling. I'm like, I want to make sure everybody good.
yeah.
I'm standing there. Tone get up one time. I go with him bathroom because just some people be weird.
Yeah, we don't never go to
I
the. We
go
always
yeah,
try to.
I
I go to the bathroom. I
man.
wait for me to come back out.
That's
Boom.
real.
It's like 30 minutes later. He get back up. Your man's was with you. He go. I'm like, oh, he got him. Grammy like, yeah, you going with him? I was like, going with who? He was like, Tone. I was like, his man's wants. He going to the bathroom? He's like, nah, he left. Yo, hand me that bottle. I was like, wait, what?
We know by now.
I know when he out.
He's like, no, he out.
I know when he out.
That's the thing. We know when he leaving,
Yeah.
and we know if
Who was
he,
it? Like,
and
Phil was
we
with
know
us.
if he,
Phil was with us. Yeah.
and we know if he not going.
Yeah, right. Here's the thing. Okay, that's why I was laughing because we hit the fucking restaurant.
Oh,
after the
that
show.
would caught me off guard.
It's like 8 bitches, 4 dudes, and Tony at the end of the table. And I don't know what happened, but maybe too many girls came or too many strangers came.
Nah, they was trying
Everybody
to.
started
They was
talking
abusing
and
his praise.
They about to argue some crazy shit. Like, oh, some lamb? That's some fucking...
Yeah.
5
That's
appetizers.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
packing hard. I'm about to
go.
eat all that shit. And all I see is Tom walk by me and say, what time they gave me? Or something like that. I was like, huh? And like, he just walk out the door.
Ghost.
And then
But the
everybody,
nigga-
like, 20 minutes later,
the
the girl's
nigga-
like, where'd Tony go? I said, oh,
No, because dude was definitely taking advantage of. He was bringing 5, 6
They
people every
tapping my shit
night.
like, you see where Tony went? I
Yeah.
said, you
So
know what?
that's what they were doing. They was bringing people like
The same dude, he cool. He was bringing like 5,
Yeah.
6 people every
Oh,
night.
yeah,
And
yeah.
He know Tone paying, so he like, nah, y'all ain't got to worry about nothing. Tone got it.
Yeah,
Tone like,
yeah.
nah, no, I
Nigga walked
don't.
past me and asked
really?
the most random question, like, what's the score of the game?
Once you learn, that goes back. Once you learn, and that comes from being
get a lady
around.
this. Here,
That nigga
take
said,
this
I'm on the
I'm
20th
out.
floor, nigga. I said, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
you know how people move. I said the nigga ain't gonna say I'm not going. He just gonna be like, oh yeah.
Nigga said, whatever y'all want, whatever y'all want. I'm like, oh,
and
shit.
I'm like, he ain't going. I'll be like, come
Order
on,
whatever
Rob.
y'all want.
It's crazy.
That's
Three
what
different
you
spots.
Them niggas sitting there like, I sure am hungry.
Yeah.
I was like,
Nigga walked away. I started
So,
crying.
like, I'm like, why the nigga just say, hey, I ain't going?
last one. No, let's not go to tone tangent. Last one.
Sorry.
We didn't come to a conclusion on Dame. We didn't come to a conclusion on
I think-
on what's the first one? On Jay and his siblings.
On Jay.
Last one.
Okay.
Chris Tucker's family finds out he's making $20 million a picture. They all quit their jobs.
Well,
That's just
I
crazy.
happen to know Dexter.
crazy.
You know Dexter.
I know Dexter.
You know, he should work. But I get it. Let me tell you why I get it. I get it. I get the excitement. I get
Right.
the initial quit. But then I also get that, oh shit, you right. Let me get back to reality. If my sister had hit the lottery and won $50 million.
Oh shit! Wait. Side note: did you see the lady that won $90,000 and quit her job?
No, I seen it.
$90,000 was like fuck this job.
Nah, she's bugging
They're
out.
like, yo, she don't even know. She don't know.
about to get 45.
She don't know about taxes.
So
crazy.
I probably would quit my job for the first day, especially if it's a job I ain't like. Fuck this job.
Without even talking to her, just, oh, you hit it? Cool.
No, but see,
Yo.
I know the relationship recipes of me and my sister. Because you know what? I would have expected from my sister to say, oh shit, my brother just got a $30 million movie. Peace. And then I would have been like, all right, sis, yeah, fuck, I don't want you doing that. But now you're going to be the head of the Trey Elliot Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have brought
Yeah.
her in.
So
yeah.
again, it goes back to
Yeah.
we
Gotta
don't know. Like we said, we didn't know if Jay-Z put his siblings in a position. They might all broke for Rock Nation. We don't know that. So if they all quit their jobs and he puts them in a position, but the way they were saying it was like they just all quit their jobs. Like
The problem with getting excess of money, especially if you never had any, is you're going to make the same mistakes that these NBA players make when they get them big contracts.
No financial
You don't
literacy.
know what it's like to
If you
have
got a
that
big
money
family.
and have the and
If you got a big family.
utilize. Yeah. So I got
Still the same
4 or
thing.
5 siblings, and if I get a 20 million, 5 million, I would immediately tell my siblings, do not quit.
Yeah.
The best case scenario for y'all is that I will eliminate all debt, and you would go back into your new year like,
With a
Okay,
clean
yeah.
slate.
And I go from there.
For me, I only had one.
Yeah.
So I it would have just been my mother,
Right.
my sister, and Walter wouldn't have needed a lot. I just know, hey, Walter, here go a new grill for you.
He said, here's a new grill.
What about Lewis?
Get your mouth right.
Get your mouth right. And he don't drive, so I don't got to give him the regular truck, every 5 to get it. Just like, yo, get your grill right and make sure the house is good.
You got to be practical.
It just would have been my mom and my sister.
Okay, how about this one? How about this? So I got a friend. This is y'all know him.
Mm-hmm.
He owes he in debt a little bit, right? Not an astronomical amount of money, but it's a big amount, right? So I said, it was like one of those months where I had like sold out show all weekend, this weekend, so that month was like, shit.
Caught you at a good time.
Yeah. So I said, yo, you still got that problem with the debt? Yeah. All right. So now my logic, my thinking was teach a man to fish instead of giving him a fish.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We all know the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, yo, man, why don't you take the real estate exam, get your real estate license, become a realtor in New York. Real estate in New York is hot. I'll pay for the course. I'll pay for the class. 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever the thing is, take the test, pass it, you a realtor. You got to start at the bottom, but you work your way up. But at least you got something tangible now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that. All right, you know what else? Yo, how about all the bars downtown Manhattan, all the bars downtown Brooklyn, new spots, new neighborhoods that they gentrifying a lot. Yo, take the bartending exam. So it's like a 2-3 week program. You learn how to make these drinks, whatever, and they place you after you get your certificate. Yo, I'll pay for it. I'm gonna put money out of my pocket to put you in a better position because you my man, $100,000.
Exactly.
Right? I don't know, son. You could work whenever you want to. It's a few hours a day. You can still have time to do all the other stuff you want to do. Whatever the thing is that you really want to do. I don't know what it is. Whatever the thing you really want to do this to stack some money up. Keep pay that debt down. By the time that shit's paid off, you got this to do, and you could finance that other thing you want to do. Whatever that is, I don't know. All right, yo, I'll do the bartender thing. I pay the whole thing.
It wasn't it.
I pay the whole thing. Takes class after class after class, gets the certificate. I don't do this shit.
His heart wasn't in it.
Now, but I did my part. I can't feel bad about
you did more than your part.
Now look, tomorrow I get 20 million for a picture. He can't be like, yo, I'm nigga, what we doing?
Right.
I put you in a position to make 20
You
million.
said nigga do the bar at my party, nigga. That's what you do. Shit. You got a certificate.
I got just a job for
you run the bar.
But you did your part.
You did more. That's over and above.
And that's why the doors keep open. Doing your part or doing the right thing, it's more so for yourself. Like, yo, to keep my blessings flowing. And you're not even doing it to say, yo, I know this is going to give me another blessing.
Look, I didn't want to say his name because I never told nobody like, yo, I did it. That don't matter to me.
But you know what he wanted? He wanted you to write the check to clear the whole debt.
Some people.
But then you write back where you started from. You right back at
green light, really.
You right back in the starter's block.
You didn't change the behaviors that led to that.
Yeah, you were that's the goal of Monopoly. Like, okay, you get your 200, now you about to act the fool again.
Now you got to start all
another
over.
year. You back in the same spot.
I had and that's even with knowledge. With not even just paying for this or paying. Hey, I pay for this for you to learn. Then you do. It's even with just giving people knowledge because people don't understand when you take your time to show or tell people things or tell people something to help grow and you don't utilize that information, that's just the same thing as giving them the money
and then wasting it.
I said that to say me and wifey had a conversation last night. We hung out with Shake and he was telling us about certain things with the loans and getting qualified for loans and refining on your house and getting all these things where pretty much is somewhat of a plug, whatever, where they got their own money, you don't got to go through the regular banks and all stuff like that. Just talking money and shit like that. And he texted me today. He was like, listen, you guys need to hop on the information that I gave you. Because once it's since they're trying to teach people about wealth and how to gain it, whatever, if you're not going to utilize it. And I said, you're 100% correct. So let's set that meeting up. But the fact is, you have to learn how to utilize all of that stuff. whether it's information, whether it's somebody giving you the money to start something, even if you don't want to, he may not want to bartend, but if he did bartend for 6 months, he might have could have stacked up enough bread.
Nah, he owed way more than 10, bro. Way more than 10.
Well, he might have got or met somebody there to give him another opportunity.
Yeah. I said earlier, I said, I put you in a position to make $20 million because you don't know what that could have facilitated. You could have been bartending one day and somebody said, yo, come bartend this Fortune 500 company event and meet some chick there that's like, yo, what you trying to do? Oh, my people run that company. Like, you never know what the tentacles could touch once you're in the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you got to wash it. So you wash your hands. You got to not wash your hands in the sense of, and that's where the fine line is. Like,
still my man, $100,000. Still my man, $100,000. But now it's just like, yo, bro, like
it wasn't an emergency situation.
I had a close brother of mine. I call on my friends, my brothers, like my day ones. Told me needed something, and I said, all right. He set it up in a position to where I couldn't say no because this is my man. We split burgers together. We shared clothes. We did everything, you know what I mean? Like, we done got shot at together. We done did all this shit together. Why would I not, if I have it here, why would I not do it? Why would I not say, oh, you only need X, Y, and Z for this amount of time? I got it for this amount of time. I don't have it for a month or 2 months, but I got it if you only say you need it for boom.
Right.
And that boom didn't happen. I did my part, and he didn't do his part in the time frame.
Right.
Mind you, he did eventually, but within that time frame, it made me be like, damn. So if it's 2 million, then now I'm gonna be like, hey, I can't do it.
Okay, so that brings up an interesting question. You think that that's what the other people are thinking? Like you just said, we split burgers, we shared clothes, we got shot together. You think that that's what the other people are thinking? Like, yo, all of the history
The
is
expectation.
why you should do all of this for me.
And
Because all of the shit we went through when we was broke together, now you up. But yo, we have all this. You don't think that's what they're thinking?
That's
like
gotta
that?
be logical because the expectation is they have the backstory on you. We got the Carfax or the credit report on you. So like my siblings, if I got rich, my siblings would be like, hey man, we all was in that shelter. Shit, you rich, we rich.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you didn't say that when them niggas were shooting at us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
in your brain, you gotta, as a part of your brain is gonna go, they are right. We all work poor together.
And that's,
what do I do about this?
And that's where my
the guilt comes in.
And for me, like speaking for Trey Elliot, that's where my loyalty lies. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I ain't saying it's a bad thing. But what I'm saying is, if I'm in a position and I see my day ones like in a fucked up situation, regardless if I'm fucking with them like for like at like we was or not, my loyalty still is going to go to the history, because deep down inside I know that's probably when I had the best time. Those were the best times of my life at that time. Yes. You contributed to that.
But is there,
and I can't take that, I can't erase that.
Is there a difference between, like, let's say you're doing comedy, right? We'll use you and Boogs. Y'all came up. Y'all sharing hoagies, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I got you this time. Y'all doing that together, then you take off.
Pause.
The shared hoagies.
Yeah. I like hoagies.
I thought about it, like, should I? Fuck it, you gotta go.
I was wondering why he kept looking at me.
No, I was like, let me check with the judges. Let me check with the judges.
Is that like a Pittsburgh
y'all get a
thing?
slice of pizza, y'all split it, whatever.
There you go.
And you blow up. And he's like, yeah, that's my, you know what I mean? But it's like, I'm just with you. We ain't really doing, like, I just knew you from the, we play football together, whatever. Like, I don't owe you shit. But it's like, if we was in that,
in the trenches,
like Emory Jones, that's Jay's man. He took the case for Jay. Then snitch, did 12 years.
Came out and he set him
came
up.
out. I'm pretty sure Jay gave him bread.
They don't care about,
but he
he
wrote to the judge, I got a job opportunity for him. He gave him a position. Emory works.
Yeah,
he works.
He has a title where he has to do stuff.
He's
not just like
Puma, right?
He has a great title.
Yeah, so he's not just like, my J check coming in tomorrow. Like, he's like, yo, we got meetings.
But
like, he's
earning it. He would not have been in that situation.
But look,
facts. But he did something to earn that, though.
I got a few homies that, like Jay said, they could be one hit away their whole career. As long as I'm alive, they a millionaire, right? And so they could just kick back and chill somewhere. I got homies like that. Loyalty is, bruh, our shit is in blood.
You know what I'm saying? The shit we done been through and survived and blood. Then I got friends. It's like, yo, like, come on, I'm supposed to just take care of you because you know, like, and I think we all have those.
Because you there?
We do.
We all have those. Like, even though, like, I knew you for 10 years, but nigga, I'm supposed to just, you know.
If you don't have that type of relationship, then you can't just reach back on. It depends. Blood, okay, you should have that relationship. That doesn't go away.
Right,
Okay, I need this. But if you have a situational, we did this back in the day, but there was a rift or something, and now you trying to cash in on that. That's emotional blackmail. Blackmail is what that is, and you're trying to make them, force them based on the good old days.
Well, I had a situation.
There was a point in my life when I was a little bit younger. I thought I owed niggas from my hood, like, because they might have kept me alive at some point. Like, I was moments where I thought I could have got shot, and they like threw me somewhere or hid me somewhere, threw me over a fence because I couldn't hop it.
They good.
You know what I'm saying? But that stuff in my head, I was like, I always thought I'd come back home. You know what I'm saying? I always thought I'd come back home and go, hey, nigga, you remember when? I'm like, oh, shit,
Wait, right. Who was the comic that had the joke? Like, oh, shit, it was a comic that had the joke. You be in the hood, they be like, yo, don't forget me when you blow up. Nigga, I can't wait to forget you, nigga.
I can't wait.
Shit, who's the comic? It's like, yo, this where you came from. Like, yeah, nigga, I know I came from here. Y'all niggas stole my bike.
I don't know. That sounds like an old joke. That sounds like
no, but so I was saying is I had a friend, right? I hooked him up with a girl, and then randomly I seen her like complaining about men. I was like, yo, what happened to my man? And she was like, oh, he's a weirdo. I don't talk to him no more. He was talking bad about you. I'm like, what?
Oh, bruh.
I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, you hooked me up with him. I'm like, yeah. He was like, he told me a story about you hitting the lottery for like $1 million. I'm like, that ain't happen. I got a lawsuit, but it wasn't even for $1 million. I'm like, you got $1 million and you didn't give him 100,000. Like, he thought because we was friends, I should just give him 10% of what he thought I got. He's like, and he invited me to a party he was having out of town. And was like, yo, you come up, you drive up, I'll get your room and everything. I'll get your flight. I was like, I'll just drive up. I got my own gas, just get the room. He's like, all right, bet. He got up there, he's like, you got all this money, you still make me pay for the room? Nigga, you said. Come up, like, you know what I'm saying? But he was telling Shorty, like, talk, that nigga's fake it up. He's telling my shit. Everyone knows that me and him got an issue. I'm like, yo, bro, it was good. Don't know nothing. But he was thinking because I got this money, that because I know him and we're friends, not like we grew up in a struggle, we thinking like, I got $1 million, y'all got 100 racks for you.
You don't own that.
Once you put, listen, any type of relationship that's like not solid, not a solid foundation. Like, that's, I know homie, we cool. Like any of those variables where it's like, yo, he my man, but he not really my man. Like, I know him, but I don't know him like that.
I don't know him like that.
That's, you put a chick in that mix,
done.
Wrap. I got a homie. We was hanging out one night at the Comedy Store. New chick to LA. You know how you be in a Comedy Store, the Laugh Factory, every 2 weeks is a new chick coming through. And you know, like, oh, she just landed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you know,
of course.
You know.
Her boxes ain't unpacked all the way.
She just got here. We at the Comedy Store. We at the Comedy Store. Shorty walk in. Sexy thing. He goes at her. I'm chilling. She sees me. Oh, shit, yo. What's up with your man? Oh, that's boom, boom, boom. Hey, what's up, shorty? How you doing? I see what going at her, so I'm like, all right. She comes sit at the table with us.
That table.
At the table, you know my table.
Yeah, the table, yeah.
Sit at the table. She over here. I'm trying to be all,
yo,
go ahead, man. Girl, like, yo, back this, get up. They go to lunch or something like that. A couple days later. She's like, where's Tone?
Damn.
Yo.
Nah, that's crazy.
Yo, you don't want to fuck with Tone, yo.
That's fucked up.
Tone fake. Tone is Tone a womanizer. Damn. Tone use people. Tone shady when it comes to shit.
Just dirty back.
A litany of fucked up shit about me, right?
That's crazy.
I'm at the factory or the Improv one night. She come walking in with a girl at the bar getting drinks. I see her. I do the dip. She come, oh, what's up, yo? What's going on? What's up, shorty? How you doing? How you like in LA? Yo, we chopping up. Yo, I'm gonna go meet up with my man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you still fuck with him? What you mean? I still fuck with him? Oh, he told me this about you. This. Runs down everything he said.
Damn.
And I believed it.
Yeah.
because he was trying to keep her away from me. He saw the energy that she was giving me. Now, I want to emphasize.
But he did do it.
I want to emphasize that I did believe it because most of the time I don't believe 99.9% of shit chicks say. Never. That's the biggest mistake you can make. I was like, I could see that. Like a month later, not even a month later, like 2 weeks later, we out, me and the homie, and we run into her. You still fuck with him? Yeah. Why? I don't care what the fuck he said. He said that shit because the space he was in, like trying to
he
keep
wanted you, bitch.
Yeah, he was like trying to keep, it was because of you. Now, granted, like now I know where we stand when it comes to chicks.
Wait, she said that right in front of him too?
No, like I walked away to get a drink or whatever. Like,
I thought she pressed him.
I'm like, nah, I knew that dude way longer than I knew you. Like I met you 2-3 weeks ago. I knew that cat dumb long. Like that don't do it for me. Like, okay, now I know where it is when it comes to chicks.
Well, you trying to fuck, you throwing Hail Marys.
Yeah, he was that nigga throwing.
He got 7
throwing
kids.
grenades. Like, yo, just
he shot somebody.
Like, I didn't look at him. I didn't
saying anything.
I'm not saying I didn't look at him any less.
Ray Rice brothers.
I was like, yo, that's what the extent he had to take it to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of men and a lot of dudes. That's how you could tell who really play it and who really G with the shit and who not. Because it could be a nigga that will roll you under the bus, and you know they did, but you still don't roll them under the bus. You still, because I always say there's still honor amongst thieves. Yo, that's that
could be how you operate. I just can't get down.
I can't. I'm still gonna be like, I'm still not gonna roll you under the bus.
I wouldn't enjoy the win. I wouldn't enjoy the win if I had to cheat.
I'm still just gonna be like, it's all well and good. I could roll you. I could roll you under 1,000 buses, but I will never.
Yeah.
I will never break bro code, even if you not my brother. Even if you're a random nigga, I'm not going to break that code to be on some like,
not
I'm just
over
going to just let it be what it is.
I said not over a chick or a new chick. Like your friendship is broken up because this girl supposedly said something, if it's true or not.
The Heavenly Father knew when he created all of this shit. The Most High knew. These bitches, they're going to be trouble for most men. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make way more of them than I'm going to make of them. So at least these niggas got other options. Because if it's equal, these niggas going to kill each other. They're going to kill each other. They're going to kill each other. I got to make more of these than I make of these. Because these niggas going to lose their minds over them. That's why it's more women than men.
Yeah. And then
God was like, yo, some of these niggas can't handle this.
Yeah.
So that girl, are they still...
I fucked her.
I
fucked her.
Well, you saw how Colin told the story. He had a plan the whole time. He said what?
And you and dude so cool.
What you doing tomorrow?
That's all right.
So,
now we go.
That's what he said about me.
What'd he say?
Oh, that's crazy.
and that's even if two dudes trying to highlight the same, one of my mates trying to highlight the same girl, I ain't gonna stop him from trying to holler. I'm not gonna stop necessarily.
No, I can't do that.
I'm not. I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't stop, but I'm not gonna still roll.
Huh?
You wouldn't do a fresh fish like that?
I'm
Like
still
you
not
and your
gonna
boy?
roll them under the bus.
Huh?
You wouldn't do that with your boy? Like, hey, let's see which one of us can get her.
Oh no! If we both starting same
yeah,
starting
yeah,
block,
that's fair game.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking.
But if he's like, yo, I made sure. I'm like, nah.
Nah. I'm talking about at the same starting line.
Yeah. I know. That's me and
same
my
night.
Me and my brothers used to do that. Oh man,
Same
I'll tell y'all some
line.
stories.
I get
I'll
it.
tell y'all some stories.
Yeah.
Man.
When you get home, you got to debrief. Okay, I met this chick last night. All right, if you see this chick, don't holler at her. Nah, that don't happen.
Yeah.
that don't happen. No.
All right. So what? Lastly, what do you owe to who? If you blow up, if you're success, not even blow up. If you're successful, what do you owe to whom?
I was just about to ask y'all that. Like, what's the number one draft pick? And what do you do with your number one draft pick life? Like, so
Your mama.
if I exactly, I was gonna say
Your mama, right?
I think that's all a given, right?
Yeah.
Mom and
Okay,
dad,
so let's take out the givens. Your mama's a given, right?
dad, mom, dad.
Okay, your family's a given.
No,
Your
don't say family.
Mom is a
your
given.
mom and dad
Parents
given.
a given.
Yeah.
Child given, right?
Given.
Is child a given?
Yeah.
Child's a given.
Child's a given?
Trust
in
fund,
a-
absolutely.
in a
Oh,
way.
that was the other one. That was the go ahead. Sorry.
In a way, because you like same thing. You just give you like Bill Gates was like, I'm not just giving my kids. Shaq said the same thing. I'm rich. Y'all not rich. You gotta instill
They
like
bullshit.
because if you can still give them something, but you can't just be like, yeah, I don't want y'all doing shit. Just I ain't saying let them struggle, but
I think it's an opportunity for you to, like what you were saying before, put them in a position to succeed,
Beyonce
and
got
enjoy,
her daughter dancing,
make opportunities for themselves. You never know what it might lead to. Your intervention, like I got all this money, or this success or whatever, you take a family member, your mother, or if it's somebody that's young in your family, a brother or whoever that is, you put them in a position. It may not just be, hey, here's the money, here's your debit card. It's
my mom and dad. I'm just giving them
a
not working.
a position, a chance, an opportunity to enjoy in that, and you take it from there.
I actually enjoy. I really enjoy the life that my mother's living right now. I really am very happy for her. Like I'm like, you going where? Bet. You want to go where? Bet. You need what? Bet.
And that's the thing I want to provide. Like for me, it's my mother, and she's retired. She's good, but you know what I would do is put Lewis in a position to where now he's good. So now she don't have to worry about his schedule and work and whatever. Now they both could retire. They both could travel and enjoy each other. But I'm doing that based off of, because I know that will make my mother happy.
Residual.
So
that's
I'm
the
at my mom's
residual.
house. I'm at my mom's house like a month ago, and I'm in the living room fidgeting with the TV. And she's, the new TV downstairs in my room, this one's old. Best Buy. Yo. Yeah. Here's the date. Come put this up. Call a family friend that lived around the corner, like, yo, son, pull up to my mom's crib. They're gonna come install a new TV. She come home like, oh shit. Yeah. Tone sent it. They said it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's good.
So the question is, what are we doing financially, or what are we doing?
No,
with
what?
the
No.
money?
What do you owe? What do you owe?
What do you owe? Yeah.
And to who?
I would. Yeah. So I would start default with.
Well, moms and pops is a given.
Moms and pops. I would, like I said, with my siblings, I would eliminate all of y'all debt, so that y'all could start fresh the next day, knowing that there's no cost to do whatever you want to do next.
Okay, good.
That's my immediate response to them. And if they have something they want me to like give them cash for, they would need to send me the plan like I would do it, like a bank would. Like, what's your plan? Why you asking? I just work at a bank. I need to know your plan. Otherwise, I know it's gonna fail. If I just give you cash, and my brother wild card, so he just would be like, I don't got no plan, but just give me $25,000. I won't ask no more. I won't ask no more. My middle brother, he crazy, man. I was just like, here, dog. Like, but everybody else, like, I would start being symmetrical after that. Like, what happened to me the last 15 years of this journey as a comedian? Who reached out? Who did something for me that was like, they don't even know how important that was to me that day. Like, I've made that list in my mind already. Or not right, it's real list, but like, I would start balancing out those things. I don't know if it's going to be immediately communicated to them or if I do it behind the scenes, but I'm like, I got to balance out that help that I received over the last X amount of years on this journey. The minute I left the bank, the minute I left my career and chose to do comedy, every little thing is to me an act towards me. And I got to balance that out if I had the position to do it.
Is it a check? Is it money? Or is it purely, I'm open to you for you to enjoy my success? I want to share my success.
I'm going to use my ability to affect their life how I thought they affected mine.
It's called karmic debt.
Nice. Yeah.
You're paying your
so
karmic
like
debt.
to me, like Nicki Minaj has said about Jay.
No, it's like
today.
Oh yeah,
she said Jay has a karmic debt owed to her of like $100 million, $200 million or something.
He owes her.
He owes her
a karmic debt.
Like she was like, it's time for you to pay your karmic debt to me.
I don't know,
she put a monetary value on it.
She's on some Charles White. What's his name?
Charleston Wright.
Yeah, she on some shit like that.
Nicki Minaj.
I'm gonna pull it up. She was going ham today on the tweets about Jay.
I done seen them, but all the comments was saying like she's lost her fucking mind. She's on some Kanye shit. So I don't know. That's that. But for me, when I get to the point where I'm make it, besides the givens, there's a few people. I got a friend. He bought camera equipment, paid for acting classes. When I had shows back home, like the show I did with you, the show I did back home, he owns a business. He makes 20 of his employees go to the show, buys their tickets. I got 20 tickets to go, they'll be there. Buys VIP booth. If I can't make it, bro, give it away to your people, but I pay for it. But what
now,
I would
that's
do,
somebody when you on, you got to be like, yo.
Oh yeah. So what I would do for
in.
those people outside of like, if they came to me like, yo, could you do this? I would buy them something that's thoughtful to show my appreciation. Like he's a car dude. If I got bread like that, I'm like, yo, what you want? I want this Rolls. Oh yeah, let's go get it. Because some of the shit I wouldn't even have because of you. But not just, oh, nigga, I used to, when you was doing the show, I went to the one. Nah, not that. But I would do something thoughtful for the people who supported me, just like went out their way, did stuff financially to be like, yo, I believe in you. Let me give you, you struggling this month? Yo, here's a stack. Don't even worry about it. Just them people. And then the giving. So
I got some cats. It's funny you said that because I got some cats back home that use that. Like, nigga, we used to come to the shows when you was doing bringer shows. Yeah, but you got in for free, you ate for free, you drank for free, you brought a bitch, she got in for free, she ate for free, she drank for free. So
nigga, you owe me.
What type of support? Like, granted, it was support. It was support, and I was appreciative of it, and I'm still appreciative of it. But it's like that's like they throw back. Like, yo, we was there when it was. Yeah, bro, but I walked you in. You ate for free, drank for free.
Yeah, that's a different type of.
We went out to party afterwards. You didn't pay to get in. I popped the bottles. I paid for how was that like?
Yeah, no, that's different.
But this is the last one. We don't have time to get into this one. But this is another thing about Owen. So it's just how people look at things differently. 50 Cent said, "My son Marquise is 27 years old and still asks for child support. I give him $10,800 monthly. He says it's not enough. Success cost me my relationship with my son."
Okay, how old is this?
27.
27. He's asking child support for himself, or
For him.
so he?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So, you know,
That's
with
crazy.
that situation,
His mom did that. She poisoned him.
That's crazy.
It started with the mother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Enabling.
Basically, what he's really asking money for is for a relationship. He wants that relationship with his dad.
Or is it the look? Like, my dad has this much money, and I gotta look like that.
10K a
Once
month.
again,
So he can
once again, it
fit a
goes
standard
back
image?
to it goes back to how would anybody in here feel if their father was 50 Cent? Like, just put yourself at between 20. This has been going on forever. Between 18, whatever, to now as a 27-year-old grown man, and then you see your father with his new son doing all this stuff. How, as a man, fuck being tough, fuck being a thug, fuck being all that. As a man, how is that going to make you feel?
Bro, that's like if you and your son fell out and then he go take a picture with a dude who killed Boogie.
But guess
and then
what?
expect you to be making it right with him. That's what Marquise did with 50.
But that was way after their relationship was already he never had a relationship with his dad, really, is what it
because of the
sounds
mom.
like.
But I'm just saying,
In
it's
his
like
youth, I remember using some of the videos in his youth.
As a kid. Yeah, you're right. As
when
a kid.
50 was like, I'm reaching out, I'm doing this, his mom poisoned him. He's like, now you're a grown, you continue, as a kid, get it. Your mom is telling you something, you kind of like, I don't know. As an adult, you know the deal, and you're still choosing to do this. Fuck, and that's the wrong person, because he don't give a fuck.
Don't give two.
He puts the gas down.
But you know why
and
he cared? Because he just
don't let off.
said it cost him his relationship with his son.
I mean, but I'm saying you're not
for him
going to
or
win the
nothing.
petty. He's not going to be like, I feel bad, I'm going to do. He'll be like, fuck you.
Yeah, that goes back to, that's interesting,
Yeah.
Fox. Like, why not just put him in a position to make some money? Like, yo, a position
I got a
that
position.
He
you
tried. He
can
said he
film
didn't
work.
want to work. He said he didn't want to do nothing.
I mean,
He did say that?
He
I
said
don't know.
he said he's in the shoes.
Okay.
Direct statement. He's in the shoes. He said he bought a storefront. Then he laced it like 50,000 shoes. He's like, I'm not selling shoes.
Wow. So
Like-
50 got that for him?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Fat Joe did that too, right? Fat Joe bought a sneaker store in the Bronx and told his son to run it.
Well,
And he's like, I want to rap.
one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But 50,
And
his
that's on
Marquise was in the shoes or something. He was like, you
That's
can
crazy.
sell shoes. He was like, I'm not selling shoes.
Then that's on Marquise.
Like, you my dad.
That
I don't like
part's hard,
selling
though.
sneaks.
Huh?
That part is hard
What?
when they try to chase your
Your image.
enigma, you know? How do you get them to not? If you just want them to make money, but no, I want to be like you. That's your trade. I want to do your trade. Like,
But
that's
then-
tough.
but then you
So
gotta-
I'm talking to Charleston like 3 days ago. Dada, what's your job? I said, what do you think Dada's job is? You do shows.
You do shows.
That's right, Dada does shows. He said, I'm going to do shows too. I said, oh, I thought you wanted to be a builder. Because every day he's building with his Legos and his toys. Dada, I'm going to be a builder. I'm like, you're going to build a building? I'm going to build a building for you to live in, Dada. I'm like, how big is it going to be? It's going to be 2,000 stories. I'm like, oh, Dada's going to live in a building, 2,000 stories? So now I want to do shows too. I said, I thought you wanted to be a builder. Well, Dada, I can do both. I can build a building and then do a show. I said, you know what, kiddo? You
That's
sure
tough.
can.
You sure
You
can.
sure can.
Yeah.
Build a joke.
Hitting with that pursuit
know-
of happiness. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do.
Fuck pursuit of happiness.
Oh yeah.
And you know
I forgot.
the crazy thing about
Bring
it
them
too. I'm glad I'm in the position I'm in right now, as far as when it comes to my child, him being the age he is,
Mhm.
because nigga probably making more money than me right now, or he's going to be real soon. But he uses his dad privileges in a way that I'm okay with him using them at this point in time. Hey, Dad, you know anybody that know this person trying to go to this concert? Hey, Dad, can you?
That's a child forever. That's your child forever.
Hey, Dad, so. Hey, Dad, reach out to someone. I'm trying to get it. Like, it's never, hey, Dad, yo, let me get X amount of dollars.
That's as good as money. If he can call you and say, Dad, I'm trying to be cool, or I'm trying to do something cool right now, and my friends will think I'm dope as hell. If I pull this off,
it's like,
you get
like
his
how
aura.
I've done that for Jordan sometimes. Jordan was younger, like, hey, I'm trying to go to this.
Yeah.
Let me see who I could call.
And like I said, it was when he got the intern. That was my connect. Yo, I got you. Like, so he's utilizing, he's not trying to utilize me on some, I just want to business and everything. Like, yo, who you know that can help me in this direction, in this direction. Dope. And he put in the work.
And he's trying to get it himself. And sometimes kids don't want to get it themselves. They just want you to give it to them.
I'm gonna say, like, the underlying resolve of all of this is you have to instill in them young, your friends early in the relationship, your children early in their development, that they have to work. They have to have something that they want to do, that they're passionate about. And if you're successful, I will help you with that. If you're successful, I'll help you with that. That's what you owe. No? Yes?
Yeah.
Maybe?
You you owe them to put them in a position for a better future for themselves.
So back to what I said originally, you owe them to teach them how to fish.
A chance,
I can go with that. I can go with that.
Right?
Opportunity, not outcome.
You shouldn't give out fish. You should teach everybody in your crew, the loved ones that you hold near and dear, how to fish.
I'd rather give you a boost.
Put them in a position.
Than a start.
Huh?
I'd rather give you a boost than a start.
But do we remember this?
Handout.
Yeah.
Do you remember the interview? I'm sorry, Mike. For everybody that Mike Vick had with Vlad.
No.
And Vlad was like, well, why would you give your friends all of this money, or why would you do this for your friends? And Mike Vick was like, nigga, it's like I hit the lotto. He said, one day we broke, I'm gonna find it. Cause it was what he was saying was so it really resonated, and Vlad,
he said you're not from this culture. He said you don't understand our culture.
Exactly.
This
like, culture. Well, why would you do this? Why? And Vic was like, nigga, you don't understand.
I just got $100 million.
I just got $100 million. Nigga, yesterday we ain't have shit, and all my people that's with me, we was broke together, and I just got a lick for $100 million. Like, and I'm not going to give my people who I was just broke with yesterday nothing. He was like, that's not my culture.
That's more than half of niggas that would get $100 million.
It made me be like, fuck Vlad, because Vlad was like, well, why? Like, you culture vulture, you do all this, like he would have $100 million to see his people.
When they asked white athletes, when you got on, did you like, I didn't buy my parents nothing? Like they live in their house. Like
they didn't have to.
Oh, best interview ever. My brother's on the Today Show. That's NBC, right? The Today Show?
ABC.
And Katie Couric, one of them?
ABC, yeah.
ABC.
Katie Couric says, like, I think it was, I can't remember what it was that he was promoting. It might have been he just got on SNL. It might have been a big tour, a big movie, something like that. But she said, so you have this newfound wealth. What are you going to do with your money? And he said, what are you going to do with your money? look, in his voice, what are you going to do with your money? You're rich too. And then he said, why do they always ask black people what they're going to do with their money? What are you going to do with your money? You're rich too. And she was like, oh, okay. So,
you know the irony of this whole episode you brought up was the Jay-Z thing, is that, and the Dame thing is that the closing, what we all like, basically the synopsis is, he did an interview, he said, everybody in the crew got to get rich because if somebody fall would be each other's crutches.
Oh.
Remember that?
Oh, he did say that.
He was like, everybody in crew is, you can't have, one man is the man, he fall off, everybody fall off.
If your whole crew is rich, your whole crew is
rugged. If one fall off, we support each other's
crutches.
Each other's crutches.
He said something else on the Carter. If that's
the irony of that is crazy that it spin back around.
And if one person ain't rich in the crew, if only one person in the crew is rich and nobody else is, then
he go down. Everyone go down.
He said all that shit.
Yeah,
too.
But if everybody,
I can't remember what he said exactly. But
is there like a weakest link in the chain type thing?
6 of your friends from back home to Atlanta. I didn't move. We all left together.
Okay, but you were supporting them financially.
We supported one another.
I mean, is this sort of a Newport News thing? Because Allen Iverson kind of had the same thing going on. He would always have a big crew for back home with him.
This, man. You got a crew?
Yeah, but I don't.
You're rich too.
I don't financially support him though.
Yeah, well, I mean, back you 20 years old, it might have been different. You had a couple $1 million. You might look at it different. You know what I'm saying? You and your boys, y'all had a lick. It's like walking in that back room and you broke and you find $20 million and you found it. They was outside. You ain't gonna give them nothing. You got a kids and he trying to get an apartment. You're not gonna help him when you got a pocket full of money.
It's a tough situation.
No, it's not a tough situation. I don't think it's a tough situation.
I've dealt with it.
I don't value a dollar. You know, I value loyalty. You know, I value respect.
You know what's crazy? I've said that in a million interviews. Like, I never had money growing up, and that's why money has never controlled me. I had a great childhood, broke. So money don't. Yo, they're gonna pay you X amount of dollars to do this. I don't want to do that. What if they give you? Would you do this for this amount of money? Nah. Like I hear comics sometimes like, yo, $5 million, they get a nigga $50 million. $50 million, you can slap my mama. Nigga, there's not a price on earth to slap my mama. Right. How you gonna sleep at night? $100 billion, but they gotta slap your mama. How you gonna sleep? You got all the money like, my mama hurt. Though.
What if she tell you?
Now,
Watch out, Tony.
Here's what I'm
She better not get in my goddamn.
When I say it on stage, I'm like, yo, there ain't a price you can give me to slap my mama. How I'm gonna sleep with that money soundly at night with that money and my mama hurt? I said, but no, my mama, she'd be like, nigga, you slapped the shit out of me. She'll be like, I'm fine. Go ahead.
The slap contest, like you had to hold that bar. Yeah. That's not like that. No, you gotta do the
OJ's just singing in the background and shit. Go ahead, I'm ready.
But we do it for the culture at the end of it. We do it for like.
Well, our culture's very different.
Our culture is very different, man. And at the end of the day, like you say, we all we had. A lot of the times we all we had, man. And it's just like, you know, I remember when I did the show, the Reckless Ill-Advised show, and you said, well, why you got 3 hoes? I don't get it. I said, so I don't put them on.
No, you had Boogie and Chico.
So why you got?
I said, why you got 3 hosts? And you said, because they wouldn't have got this opportunity without me. I was like, nigga.
Chris Spencer called them niggas 405 South.
Yeah. But that's how I try to live by.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, son, me and Sherrod literally started comedy the same day.
Yeah.
We did a bringer show. He paid $5 to be my audience member. I paid $5 to be his audience member. We used to share clothes. It was literally like, yo, are you wearing the coat tomorrow? If not, I'll wear it.
The coat.
So
he's still doing comedy?
Huh?
He's still doing it?
Yeah. So if we was, nigga, I'm talking about brick below zero in New York. Yo, are you wearing the coat tomorrow? Because if not, I need it. You wear the coat, I'll wear 4 sweaters.
Damn.
Because we got to go to school tomorrow. That's me and Sherrod.
Yeah.
Yo, she got a friend, Tone. Yo, she got a friend, Sherrod. That's our whole childhood. Our whole lives.
Yeah.
Y'all same grade?
Yo. Huh?
Same grade. Like same.
No, I'm a grade above.
Okay.
But it was like, we was like, you know, that's what it was. Like, nigga, I vividly remember, son. I hope to God I never forget this. I remember being in my apartment when my mother moved back to South Carolina after my father passed. I didn't want to go to South Carolina. So what you gonna do? I had a homie that lived on the corner. His parents had a brownstone building. Their 3rd floor was vacant. Yo, we'll rent you the 3rd floor. I didn't have a job. And I said, fuck it, I'll take the 3rd floor. So now I put my own back to the wall.
Right.
I got a month to get this money to give them to stay here. I had no money for food. I had a mattress on the floor. I took the mattress from my house, my mother's house, put it on the floor, and that's where I slept. I had my clothes in a pile in the corner, and nigga, broke as shit.
Damn.
And Sherrod was away at school. He would come home sometimes on weekends, like see his parents, see his family, and one day comes to the block, like, yo, you good? And I'm like, nigga, I'm scrambling. And the nigga said, yo, let's go to the store. We went and got like 2. Now, you said hoagies earlier. We called them heroes.
Heroes.
They got like 2 7-foot joints.
Hey,
yo, cut them shits into like 4. Cut them in, wrap them in aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Put them in the fridge. Yo, one was breakfast, one was lunch, one was dinner. Next day, one was. Yo.
Rationed out the sandwiches.
That man get whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I get 100 million. I got 50 million because he's getting 50.
Right.
The universal concept from anybody that grew up how we grew up is the first goal, if you get money, is to get out the hood. That's the first thing everybody say. If I get money, I'm out the hood.
Because nobody's really supposed to live there.
Exactly.
Nobody's really supposed to live there. We just make that shit comfortable.
Should, and nobody wants to. Because everybody say the same thing. If you get, I'm getting a
Niggas
house
made
with a
poverty.
gate.
You ain't supposed to live there.
And so, like, that's the first thing we all think. That's why when you get money, you thinking like everybody else thought, like, man, you out the hood. Like, we want to try to get out the hood too. And see the personal guilt you have, what's called survivor's remorse. I'm out the hood now. So I'm like,
but that go back to what you said, it's our culture. Our culture is like,
bro,
let's get out of here.
Let's get out the hood.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
Because nobody, you in good consciousness, you can't leave the hood and leave your people back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, somebody.
The shit y'all survived, you can't be like, all right, I'm gonna live here. Y'all stay in this danger zone. It's our culture.
You saw how he just said, I won't take care of my friends.
You couldn't sit in a mansion empty and know that it's 30, 25, even 5 niggas from your hood just sitting back, like, enjoying bubbly. Like, what is this feeling? What feeling is this? You Batman, nigga. That's horrible.
What's better than 1 millionaire too? Especially when they're the same hue as you.
Yeah. There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
Mike Murphy, the Mike Murphy
Appreciate
podcast
you having me.
featuring John Grimes. What you got coming up? What you working on?
Man, I'm shooting a film right now, so
okay.
Tell
us about it.
Oh, so I'm playing a military chaplain with PTSD returning from the war.
What's the name of the movie?
We Bleed Purple.
Okay.
It's an indie film, but I'm the lead.
Ain't no
so.
butt. It's an indie film.
I'm the lead. So
Napoleon Dynamite was an indie film.
So
that shit made $500 million.
So I'm doing that now. You know, I got the podcast with John Grimes. We're doing that. I'm just trying to get.
What airs? What nights? What times? What days?
Oh, Sunday, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 6 p.m. East Coast. Yeah. Every Sunday, we drop clips throughout the week. The Mike Murphy Show. So on TikTok, Instagram.
Okay.
All that.
Nice.
John Grimes, Mr. Tan Panda, rolling up to Holland, Michigan in a couple days. By the time this drop, we'll be there in Michigan.
The Park Theater.
In Holland, Michigan. And then gotta do some my kid's birthday is all about to come up, so we're about to go to Mexico next week.
Nice.
And after that, come back doing Austin.
Where you going? In Mexico.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay. And then Mothership.
Nice.
You look Dominican, nigga. They might not let you back when you
Joe Feezy, what's up, y'all? We got Greensboro, North Carolina at the Comedy Zone this weekend. And then I got, we're doing a show here on the 27th with Sherwin and Esau.
In here?
In the big room.
Oh,
okay.
We're
shooting a taping for that. And finally got a date at the Upstairs LA.
Nice.
On
Sarah
the
Mello
20, on the
Sam.
24th.
Sam's a great guy. Sam's a great guy. He's working at the factory.
Yeah. Albany, New York, the 18th and the 19th. So, yeah.
I am in, like Grammy said, Park Theater, Thursday, Holland, Michigan, Greensboro, North Carolina. My son left tonight. He's on a flight heading to Germany for the rest of the month. I'm sad as shit, but I'm going to get some work done. I'm going to dance. I'm going to dance while he's gone. I'm going to dance. And hopefully he come back and, I'll have some stuff for us to dance to. Dates are crazy. Holland, Michigan, Park Theater, Greensboro, North Carolina, Albany, Funny Bone, Mothership in Austin, Texas, and I'm missing something.
Helium, Philly.
No.
Oh, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, Omaha, Nebraska. Got a one-nighter at the Orpheum Theater, I believe. Me, Gary Owen, Lavelle Crawford, and Mojo. Yeah. Mojo. So that should be pretty dope. I'm looking forward to working with them cats. Cool. And it's good to be back at the podcast, man.
Cool.
Captain Kirk, Jamaican Rum Punch. Y'all be home soon, fam. I'm gonna hit you up when I get there. I gotta pull up and see the new spot. And everybody that I owe something to, I will get you something soon, all right? Oh, shout out to my man. Mike Murphy for the birthday gift. Everybody know I'm the Shade King. Thank you, brother. What you got, Tommy?
Remember that episode of Mike?
Tommy, what you got?
No.
Yo, slide the green room. Stay tuned for the Intern's freestyle. And shout out to the intern. He just did. He went to Atlanta to do 3 episodes of assisted living, and they kept him for 6 episodes of assisted living. Yeah, so shout out to the Intern Trent Nation.
Big
Stay tuned for the Intern freestyle coming up after this episode, y'all. Peace.
Yes, sir.
I won't wait for you, so why don't you just get this sliding? Alarm's been going off, but we just on some different timing. Please don't start the crying. I told you that I love you, start to feel like I was lying. It's me, not you, scratch that, no for real, it's you, not me. Just getting to the bread, I was doing my thing. I changed with the seasons, moving like spring, don't wait for me. I'm rising like bread in a bakery. I'ma have a couple whips like slavery. You used to love my songs, now you hate the beats. And I just said it best, girl, say la vie.